Good morning. Good to see you. You've not heard from me in a while. My name, by the way, is Merel. I'm a kinesiologist and I travel Europe and discover myself and share that with you guys. And the last month I've been in Holland and it was good to be in Holland. I'm still in Holland, by the way. I'm in Dordrecht. My partner lives here, and Dordrecht, I believe, is a very typically Dutch city. It still has old buildings, and there are harbors inside the city, and there are 3 rivers surrounding it, and it looks wonderful. And there's always something to do here. There's so much livelihood, so it's good to be in Dordrecht. And this is nice. Someone is trying to send me all these messages, and I'm just turning this off, so I hope it's a little bit better. And I always am very inspired to do a Facebook Live when I'm abroad in beautiful spots. And I never seem to see or feel that urge when I'm in Holland, which is odd, or not. Holland for me has been a difficult country for a long time. I love it a lot. I like it a lot. I like the flatness and the greenness, and I like that there is a lot of water, and we have a long shore, and Dutch people are open, mostly. They're a little bit more closed in this period, but they're mostly open. I like that, and I like the busyness of Holland. I know many of you don't, but I like it. And because I like to be busy myself. I, of course, was brought up that way. My father always said, if you walk to the kitchen, you have 2 hands, fill them up with stuff that you can bring there. And my mom was always working in the house, and he was always working. So my role models were always working. And I got praised if I worked hard. So my programming shouts for work. Since you know that since the 20th of May, I've closed my practice and my center. And I have now a lot less work. I work on Fridays and Thursdays and Fridays. I work long distance with clients that need a balance. And I come to Holland 6 times a year to teach, to see my clients real time, and then I'm off, and I may do whatever I want, and this is very difficult for me. You may imagine it's very hard. So I even picked up reading, which is something I always put off till the end, until I cannot put it off anymore. I had this lovely book about mermaids. Or lovely, it was not lovely at all. It was a horrid book. I don't understand why this is a children's book. But the essence was beautiful. Actually, the sea witch, who spills an awful role, turns out to be a lady hero. And she tells the little mermaid that a woman has to be loyal to herself, true to herself, in order to have the best life she can have. And I agree there. If you are true to yourself, and if you are in alignment with yourself, then you are much bigger than the physical you here. And then you are connected to your soul or your soul group or to source or to God, whatever you call it. And there is so much information and trying to guide you in the right direction and leading you to places of resistance and bliss and happiness. So, for example, yesterday I spent the whole day on the beach. Today was going to be a very hot day, so I thought, why not go to the beach one day earlier? Because when it's too hot, it's not nice, and too many people go to the beach. So I went yesterday, and I had a lovely, lovely day reading. And I read, I slept, I walked with my feet through the water, and it was good. And I was doing this online class of, I hope I say his name right, Fisham Lakiani, I think, I don't know his last name right. He is the founder of Mind Valley, and he made a new masterclass about the Silva Ultra Mind Code, or not code, but method. And it's a method to train your brain to go into a certain wave, which makes you more accessible to all the information that wants to come to you. And I'm not talking about the 5 senses that we most use in daily life, but going into theta or delta even, and accessing all this data that wants to come to you if you're just not too busy doing other things. So me not being busy is a very good thing, even though my human part has big difficulties in accepting it. So I liked the course a lot. I didn't go for the whole course, which is a 2-day course or 30 days, because I think I do most of it already. I checked with my soul and it said no. What struck me is that many things that he talks about are already in my book, Van IQ naar QI, from IQ to QI. It has been translated already to English, and I started correcting it, and I stopped. I now figured out that there is a force not within me but outside of me that would rather not have me put this book in the world. So I'm working on that. And what I did, for example, is I made an interview on for whom the book is and why I wrote it and what it does to your life. And I'll be publishing that. And yesterday I've been working on this sabotage thing. I got a message of a friend of mine who has a bookshop, an online bookshop, Merel bookshop in Haarlem, and he said, "Yeah, finally your book is in our shop." So it's cool to see, because he has been trying to put it on his bookshop since September last year. And if you're able to take the sabotage away, then good things start happening. So I always compared it with a car. On the one hand, you're giving gas, and the other, you're braking. If the braking stops, and it can be braking inside of you, so like I'm not worthy, or who am I to write a book, or who is waiting for my knowledge, or is the book not too thin, or is it not too far off so people cannot understand it or grasp it or get the value of it. When you go into those feelings, you're breaking yourself. And in my case, I think I've passed most of those breaks. I've been working on it, doing balances on myself all the time. So I don't feel I'm much breaking there anymore, but there was a force outside of me and trying to keep it low profile. So low profile that in the 2 months that I was abroad, I sold 0 books. And before I went, I sold at least 1 book a day. So it was very interesting. So yesterday I got a message that my book is on his site. So if you go to the website of Merlijn Boekhandel, I think .nl, you can find it there. For the people who have already read it and felt the system, it's not about the book, it's about the system behind it that you get for free on the website. But you need to get the book first, because there is the URL to get there. It's mind-blowing and life-changing, and this is what I've been doing the last 20 years. And I went from mom with 2 kids, being burned out, being ill all the time, being tired all the time, not being happy, to who I am now. So I'm a mom now of 3 and a dog. I must always put Jane, our dog, in the list of my children. She didn't come from my womb, but she needs to be there. She's wonderful. And kinesiology gave me the chance to choose a better life, to choose a happier life, to access my talents, to let go of my fears and my programming that was not useful, and to hang on to the programming that was useful. And so for me, my life changed completely in the last 19 to 20 years, because I started doing it in 2001. And of course, after ending my studies and starting my practice, nothing changed. I remember saying to my husband, "Oh, now I've finished my studies. I'll be home more." And he said, "No, you won't. You'll study more and more and more. There's no end to your studying." And he was right. So when I could not find enough trainers for me at the moment, and courses in kinesiology, the last few years, I went to studying marketing and how to build a business. So I learned a lot from Open Circles Academy. And then I went into what Roy Martina told about programming your brain in theta and taking your blocks away, and showing me, like Nisande also, how to stand in front of a big group and teach, which I learned. I did, and it feels good. And then I went into quantum teaching, or quantum learning, first from Wim Belt and Briony van der Bussen at the Heart Brain Academy. And they all told me something, and I've been integrating this all in my life. And that's all what I can tell you. Learn, grow, get rid of what you don't want, know what you do want, and focus on that. And make sure that you're giving gas or not doing anything. But don't break. If you break, you're keeping the good stuff away. And quantum is a good way to open up to what you really want. Kinesiology is a very good way to do that as well, and a good way to take the blocks away. So this is what I do. And even though I'm in a period now that feels like a vacuum, like it's rather empty, it's not, because it's filled with love. But there's all the things I had gotten used to, the hard work for 3 businesses, making long days, having to travel, working hard on my relationship. It all kind of stopped, because all is going in the flow now. So there's actually no hard work. there is just flow and love and good things and being in the now and good stuff coming to me. And it's all I worked for all the time, and it's also very strange because I'm not used to this. So it's much easier to stay in my good energy. I don't feel I need to fight to be clean. So it's good. I can even be in Holland and enjoy it and not feel attacked. So it's real good. It's really good. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to share with you. And for those who don't have my book yet, you can now buy it at Merlijn, but you can buy it in any bookshop now. And bol.com has it. And of course you can buy it on my own website, selfnizer.nl. On my page you can get more more different forms of the book. So there's an audiobook, there's an ebook, EPUB, and PDF, and there's the specialized book. So if you want choice, you go to my site, and otherwise you do what is best for you and what feels best for you. And how lovely it would be to use the period of rest of the summer, maybe not having to work because you're on holiday, to give yourself, oh, this is so beautiful. I'm looking at the river and a sailing boat passes by. I've been sailing with Fred, my ex, for the last 20 years, 23. And it's always beautiful to see a mast pass, because we used to do this route a lot. In Holland you have a lot of water and a lot of bridges, and if you have a tall boat with a high mast, you have to take the route that goes along bridges that open. We call it the staande mastroute in Dutch. And we always had to pass here by Dordrecht to be able to go to Rotterdam or Gouda or the north of Holland or to IJsselmeer. And this bridge only opens 2 times a day. So actually I'm looking at the opening now, and I think it's symbolical. I see so many sailing boats passing by. As you can see, this does a lot. It gives a lot of emotion. I enjoyed a lot this part of my life, and I love being at the water and at the sea, and I'll do so again. So what a beautiful moment to be here. This feels good. So I hope you can feel it too. This is my emotion of being very, very happy. All these people who travel with their boats. I'm in my camper, and actually I call this my boat as well. It goes a lot faster. It takes me 1 day to go to Normandy instead of 2 whole weeks, and waiting for the right tide, and waiting for the right current, and waiting for the storm to pass, and for a good wind to come, or just to motor. But the slow life had a very appealing thing to it as well. And actually a camper is much like a boat. Everything is small, but you have it all. All works perfectly and is brilliantly fit. And it's a nice life. And it's nice to be in new spots, meet new people, and be inspired. So I think I'll be doing that. But for now, since I don't have to struggle anymore in my relationship anymore, I'm enjoying this so much too. So my partner will be coming back soonly with his boys from their holiday, and I love to see him this afternoon and cook for them and just enjoy this. So I'm taking it slowly. I'm going very fast at another level, but I'm taking it slowly. Being in the now, enjoying. Let all good things come to me. And as did this inspiration to do this recording right now at 12 o'clock. No, at 9:15 in the morning, with my camper van completely closed to shut the sun out so it won't be too warm. Exactly close to the bridge that opens so many opportunities. I wish you many, many beautiful opportunities. Just allow them. Don't break anymore. Just accept. Sending you love from me to you.